Just because you're on Medicaid, Medicare, don't mean that you're not a human being. We still need medicine, and it needs to be cheaper. People like me, I worked all my life. Why do I have to pay out of my pocket so much for medicine that I need? Okay, Duchess, we're on our way. Pick up Avery. My name is Diane Dixon. Everybody calls me either Miss D or BB. I was a jewelry manager at Kmart, and I turned around to go into my jewelry counter, and as I was walking in, I went totally legally blind. And everybody I'm a jokester, so everybody thought I was joking. And I couldn't see, and I fell over the boxes. And I kept on saying, I'm blind, I can't see anything. Yeah, homework.
Science and math.
When I got to the hospital, the doctor looked at me and he said, you have multiple sclerosis. And that was it. That's when I found out, and that's how I found out.
She called me and she was like, hey, finally figured out what was going on with me. I was like, well, what was going on with you? She goes, I have MS. Well, what the heck is this MS stuff? She goes, I don't know. They gave me a bunch of pamphlets. We're going to have to, I need you to look up and help me figure it out.
The earliest I can remember was when I was 6 years old. She could barely get up the steps, so I literally had to pull her up to get up the steps and help her to her room.
I have muscle spasms real bad where my hands and my feet will just clam up and I can't move them. And then fatigue is the worst thing ever because I'm a runner. I didn't sit still. I have to sit still now. I have to lay down because if not, I'll fall.
Thank you, Mom.
It was hard as sin when I switched from private to Medicare. It was a nightmare. The cost of medication is ridiculous. If I didn't have insurance, I would pay $1,000 a month. I can't afford to pay $1,000 a month for anything. If I didn't have financial assistance, I would be on no medication whatsoever. I would not be on anything. I would just have to live with the disease and pray that I don't get any more new lesions. Give us, Lord, our daily. I could not get medicine for the first 3 months of this year. It was stressful because I couldn't afford it because I didn't get foundation early enough.
I just want to keep her around as long as I can. I want to become an inventor and try to invent like cyborg bodies so I can give the first one to her.
You have to have a good team in order to get through MS or whatever kind of disease that you have. A good team makes it much easier for you. We go to Congress once a year to tell them about MS and we help fight. Make medicine affordable. If you had a disease and you couldn't get your medication, how would you feel? You had to make a choice, but paying the gas bill, electric bill, or whatever else you have to pay. How would you feel? How about if it's your mother or your father? Maybe it's your child. The disease does not make you less than a person. It gives you power because you have power over that disease. I don't say I have MS. I have something that makes me sit down and wait, but MS don't have me.
In the beginning, I had relapsing remitting MS. Now it's primary progressive MS. It's not something you could sleep off. The next day you wake up, it's still there. It's comparable to a house where the plumbing would stop working. The lights blink and everything's crooked. The yard would be very overgrown. Things aren't working as they should. My 3-year-old granddaughter thinks she's my caretaker. She says, "Here, Grandpa, I'll walk with you." She walks a little too fast sometimes, but we get there. The MS Society's been very crucial in my life. Through them, I met people with it. That makes a difference. If my grandkids never have to go through this, that would be a godsend. And people would be saying, "Hey, remember MS? You know what that is?" They Google it. I have MS. MS doesn't have me.
My name is Anne Marie, and I was diagnosed with MS on New Year's Eve 2002. When I was first diagnosed with MS, what started as a normal day quickly turned into something else. While I was at work, I was having difficulties holding and grasping a pen, and really didn't think much of it. Decided, I'm just gonna go home and make myself a cup of tea and everything's gonna be okay. But it wasn't. I woke up that next morning and I had total numbness from the waist down, and I couldn't use my hands, I couldn't hold a cup, couldn't brush my teeth, couldn't comb my hair. But more importantly, I was scared to death. MS affects you at the prime of your life. I had just started a new career after years of education. I'm in the workforce now, and all of that changed. When I was first diagnosed, there weren't that many options, I guess you can say, for people of color. There wasn't that much in terms of PR. Often if I picked up an article that talked about MS, it wasn't featuring a Black person. Very far and few in between did I ever see anybody of color being talked about regarding their journey. So fast forward to today, 10 years later, now I have a Black Experience Summit that was nationwide. There was people from even outside of the United States that partaked in that. With one woman actually saying, I wish we had something like this where I'm at. That's the kind of reach we need. That's why we do what we do. What we do matters. I would have never thought that writing a letter to an organization just asking, where are people that look like me, would turn in today as someone who's been on Capitol Hill and spoke right next to House Majority Leader Schumer. Who would have thought I would be publishing newspaper articles from the New York Times to WebMD? Who would have thought that that girl from Brooklyn who's poor would be able to reach so many? Keep doing what you're doing, because believe me, you're helping many. Thank you.
I am fearless, I'm driven, I'm passionate. It's a little ironic that my MS is as aggressive as I am. I struggle with tremors, double vision, brain fog, and chronic pain. It's this stabbing feeling of these jagged edges just coursing through your entire body. One morning, I woke up, tried to move my leg, it wouldn't move. My thoughts were, is this going to be for the rest of my life? That the inevitable was finally happening to me. And then my legs started to tingle. I'd never been more grateful to be in pain again. I'm so hard on myself and my new normal. We just have to remind ourselves that we are warriors. When you hear about a cure, it brings that hope back. If no one would have to ever experience this, it would just change the world.
Hello, we're back. I know, Tyler, you got to get into the groove of everything.
I got to, honey. What's up, everybody?
I was in my chair, like, yes, let's go, let's go. We are living our best lives. Hello, everyone. Again, we are back with day 2 of the Black MS Experience Summit. We are excited to be back to continue this really important conversation about how all of us living with MS in the Black community can get the healthcare that we need. I mean, Tyler, one of the things that Ms. Dixon said was MS does not have her. So let's talk about what we're going to go through today.
I know that's right, man. It just feels good. Don't you just feel good when you just get around your people? Oh my goodness. I'm ecstatic. All right. And it's true. All right. Make it about you. I hope all of you got some helpful information. Matter of fact, I know you did. All right. Michelle just talked about hers. I know we're all getting it. And I hope everyone is excited as I am. I know, Michelle, that's a lot of excitement, but I hope everybody's excited as I am for this amazing second informative day. You know what I mean?
I am ready. I'm ready to get back into the conversation about taking control of our MS and how do we all advocate for ourselves. For everyone out there watching, whether you're joining us for the first time today or you're returning from yesterday, please take a moment. Tyler and I are going to tell you this so many times. Introduce yourself in the chat. Tyler always says it might be somebody down the street that has MS and you don't even know it, right? Or in your community. So please feel free to use the chat feature. It's at the bottom of the screen where you are. Another quick note, Tyler mentioned this yesterday. Closed captioning will automatically appear in the box below. They were very intentional of doing that this year. And we, right below where you see our faces, you should see closed captioning.
It's there. Michelle, excellent job. Y'all, my host got it going on. Y'all shout her out. All right, she got it. Shout her out. Okay, those are important things, Michelle. Thank you. All right, and as you mentioned before, today we're going to be hearing more stories, right, and experiences in our community. Our stories matter. They always have, and today will be no different. All right, with the focus on the super important topic of self-advocacy, because your story matters and it can change not only your life, the lives of your caretakers, your family, and everybody around you. That's how impactful our community is. Say that. All right. Our community. Everyone's experience with MS is totally different. And we understand that your body has its own needs and you know it better than anybody else. All right. And it's important that we all speak up for what we need. All right. No more suffering in silence, Michelle. Like we got to talk. Like, hey, we talk about spades. We talk about dominoes. Why can't we talk about our own health? You know, when somebody slammed that table, you about ready to get up. All right. But we talk about those things so we can do the same thing. All right. So that everyone in our families, our coworkers, healthcare providers, they can better support us. There are people who want to help us, but we got to give them the platform. MS is hard enough to manage by yourself. All right. Without anybody else to go through it with you. All right. We got to help make sure your needs are getting met. And that's what our goal of today is, Michelle.
Right. You're right. We are all MS warriors. Right. And so just all that Tyler said, take it all in. We're looking forward today to actually hearing the stories and getting some new ideas on how do you approach all the different things we experience with MS that each of us are going through. You've heard me say before, I have MS, my sister has MS, my aunt has MS, and we all experience it so differently. So that's why we're doing this conference today. But before we get started, and you know I'm gonna throw this to you, Tyler,
Lord,
right? Before we get started, we gotta thank our incredible contributors who have generously supported this program. Without them, this wouldn't exist. Okay, Tyler, take us into, do I need to give you like some background music?
Man.
You're fanning yourself off. Do it right.
Woo. Okay, here we go, y'all. I'm already sweating. Michelle done applied that pressure on me. Here we go. All right. So we all, like Michelle said, thank you to all of our contributors. And our first is our premier contributor, EMD Serrano. We appreciate you. All right. We want to say thank you to our esteemed contributors, Genentech, Biogen, and Janssen. And also thank you to contributor Sandoz.
You did it. You did it. Hands up.
Come on,
hands
somebody.
Up. Lean back.
Come on. Come on.
We really do appreciate all of these contributing organizations because truly for all of you out there in MS, in Black Experience Land, this conference wouldn't happen without them. Okay, so Tyler,
let's get started. We got a video coming up. Terry is going to tell us how his MS diagnosis changed his plans and took him down a new path. Let's roll to the video of Terry.
Hi, I'm Terry Briscoe. I'm from Washington, D.C., and have been managing MS in my life since 2014. After my diagnosis, I had to retire from my career as a transit bus driver because, well, it's pretty hard to pass a DOT physical with MS. And my neuro warned me that line of work would likely accelerate my progression. I started my own transportation business a year later, and last year I followed my lifelong dream and delved into a new career as a voiceover artist. I've narrated audiobooks, been in commercials and video games, and have even been able to lend my voice to help raise awareness for the MS Society itself. I want you to know that just because things may not be what they once were, doesn't mean they can't be great in other ways. Whether it's a new career, remaining a dedicated parent, or being a voice in your community, you are and always will be more than just your MS.
Man, come on, King. Come on, King. You know
Be
when
more
you know,
than your MS.
Come on. When a brother get up there and speak with passion and confidence, it do something to my spirit. Terry, I can hear the dulcet tones with your voiceover, everything else that's coming over in your call and through what you're doing, and he never stopped. Yo, thank you so very much for reminding us that when MS changes our path, right? Sometimes there are better things on the other side of the road. And I appreciate him for that, Michelle. We need to hear that.
Always. Yeah, always other things. So again, we are fearless and driven and passionate. That's who we are, because we live with this disease that doesn't hold us down, but things like this lift us up. So we're excited to hear from two people that are working every day to help those of us living with MS. Now, Tyler, you know I'm going to do a bigger smile because you know how much I love the MS Navigator program. Like, it's one of my favorite programs in this society. It's such an important resource that the society provides all of us to help manage the life that we have with MS. So, Tyler, what do we have coming up next?
Hey, y'all know Michelle been itching to get out of her seat, even when we were going through this in rehearsal. All right, she's been waiting on this. And yes, this is going to be great. All right. So I want to welcome Tyranny and Kimberly. We're looking forward to hearing what you all have to say. Drop some gems on us. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Michelle and Tyler. I am so excited to be here today to share a bit of my story and to join Kim Lee in talking about why self-advocacy is so important. I have worked for the National MS Society going on 6 years now, first as an MS navigator, and now I work as a manager for case management, helping connect people with the case manager for a more one-on-one, hands-on approach. I had been working for the society for about 1.5 years when I was diagnosed with MS. Unfortunately, this happened to be my first experience with having to advocate for myself regarding my MS. The neurologist who diagnosed me was insensitive in his approach when telling me I have MS and tried to rush me into making a decision regarding disease-modifying treatments, despite my clear shock in processing this news. I remember feeling completely powerless and defeated, as I knew there was nothing I could do about it. But those feelings were a lie. I had to remind myself that my life is still my own, no matter what my diagnosis is. Advocating for myself in that moment and to this day has given me the power and victories that I thought I had lost. I realized that I can take control over how I choose to live with and treat my disease, which has been far more empowering and rewarding than I had hoped for. As a Black person with MS, it can feel like a full-time job having to advocate for yourself, not just when you are working with your MS healthcare team, but also with your family, your partner, friends, at work, and others who impact your day-to-day lives. Whether your MS is visible or invisible, just navigating the world and trying to get what you need, all while feeling like people do not understand you, can be exhausting. I say all this to share with you and to say that advocating for yourself is a lot easier said than done.
So true, Tyranny. Thanks for that. And that's one of the many reasons why MS navigators like me are here to be a supportive partner for people living with MS and their loved ones. We work with people one-on-one to tackle whatever challenges they may be facing. And a big part of that is supporting people through situations where they may need to advocate for themselves. In fact, we have a dedicated group of MS navigators who specialize in working through employment issues should they arise. Advocating for any accommodations that you may need can make the difference that can keep you working longer. And for many, being able to work is a critical part of keeping their health insurance, which allows them to access the care they need for their MS. Practicing self-advocacy is like exercising a muscle. Doing it in your everyday life builds your confidence for the times when the stakes are the highest, like when you're needing to advocate for yourself in a healthcare setting. It's a good thing to practice because you deserve to get your needs met at work, in life, and with your doctor.
Absolutely, Kimberly. You're absolutely right. As a person living with MS, it is important to remember that the Society's MS Navigators are here to help you. Whether it is an issue in the workplace or you just need help finding a new doctor because the one you currently have is just not listening. Or if you just need to talk through the problem-solving process in your approach. I know from personal experience how important it is to have someone in your corner when you are living with this disease. Through self-advocacy, I have learned that I am not alone and ultimately who my allies are in this journey, starting with the place I work for. The National MS Society has been my biggest inspiration as they strive to help those of us affected by MS and commit to finding us a cure. Also, the courage of every caller who reaches out and asks for resources to help make this journey a little more bearable and a little less lonely has taught me just how important self-advocacy is. I am learning that the worst someone can do is say no, which is often our biggest fear. But I have learned that advocating for oneself is far more rewarding and empowering than it seems at that moment, because you are reminding yourself that you are worthy. You are worthy of a voice in how your MS is treated. You are worthy of assistance needed by family, friends, your workplace, and your medical team. You are worthy of connections to resources and people needed to help you manage your MS journey in a more dignified way. And lastly, you are worthy of living your best life, no matter your MS diagnosis.
Well said, Tyranny, and thanks for sharing your perspective. It resonates with me, and it's what I hear so often as I work with people affected by MS. And I'm sure it's been a helpful example for others who are listening today. We know navigating life with MS can definitely be stressful. So next, we're going to hear Carla's story about how she's managing her stress and taking back control from her MS.
My name is Carla Cole Clay. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Air Force, and I was diagnosed with MS in 2001. And today I'm going to talk to you about how I manage stress and I don't let MS control everything. First of all, I have to acknowledge when I'm under stress. I have to actually stop and think what's going on. And I take a 10-minute break from whatever it is I'm doing, and I do something completely different. That could be working on my biceps for 10 minutes. It might be getting in my wheelchair and going around the block a couple of times, just admiring the flowers or just looking at the sky. It could be strategizing with some of my friends with the MS support group on how to better raise funds for Walk MS. After the 10-minute timer goes off, though, that's when some of the work starts. And I think about something that James Baldwin said. He said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. So I think of what are the things within my control that are stressing me out, and I make changes to those. For example, yesterday I had a busy day at the VA. I got home kind of late and didn't have much time before I needed to leave to go to choir rehearsal. But then I thought, wait a minute, there's a better way. I decided to Zoom into choir rehearsal. Thanks to technology, we can do that. And I stayed at home, and that gave me extra time to relax before the rehearsal. I didn't have to travel back. My choir rehearsal is about 30 miles away, and so it takes a while to get back and forth. But I do make those changes on the fly with things that I can control that are stressing me out. And then the things that are beyond my control, I just manage my reactions to them. I don't let those things run me off with, like I'm being dragged by wild horses. I actually just stop. I realize there are some things that have changed quite a bit due to MS, but I don't let that get me down because I need to keep going. And so that's how I manage stress. I hope it's helpful to you.
That's powerful. That's powerful, man. And not every action deserves your reaction. All right. That stress and paying close attention to that, the ability to step back. Yo, thank you so very much, Carla. Being flexible in the faces of life's challenges can help you live with MS. All right. Not only what to do when things are causing, that stress, but that are in your control. You can only control what you can control. How can you react to what you can't control better? That's the thing. That's great stuff. And next we have Moina John and some helpful tips about how she advocates for herself and her healthcare. I told y'all we coming with that thunder and we come with great insight. Take it away, Moina.
Hi, I'm Moina John. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis on December 31st, 2019. Prior to my initial diagnosis, I experienced no symptoms. One morning in November, I woke up with partial vision in my right eye, which within a week that led to numbness from the top of my toes to underneath my breast. And I went to the hospital and met a full neurology team at the beginning of COVID, and they diagnosed me with multiple sclerosis on that day. Since then, I started looking for people that looked like me, whether I went to support groups, whether I looked on the internet or social media, and I noticed I didn't really see anyone that looked like me within my age range and dealing with my similar type of experience. So I started sharing my story on Instagram. I created Life with Moina, which now has turned into such a beautiful community of individuals that may have MS, they may have other chronic illnesses. We come together and share what we're going through, what we feel, how we navigate this new normal. And it's been a lovely experience, which has now led me to talking to all of you here today. Outside of doing my social media ventures, I am a mom, a wife. I'm a social media editor for parents.com, specifically Kindred, which is a subsection of Parents, specifically for Black parenting. It's amazing. You should check it out. Not a poke at that at all. But I'm here to talk about advocating for yourself when it comes to MS and when it comes to being able to speak up for yourself in a sense of your health. So as a Black female living in New York City, it is a bit hard to navigate and advocate for yourself when it comes to a chronic illness, specifically having MS. I'm usually not really seen as the normal MS patient. Whenever I go to a different doctor or a different location, I'm always deemed to have another illness of some sort. Given the fact that I'm plus size, I have to deal with the standard, do you have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which I have none of that. So jumping into my first step, doing your research, making sure that you understand everything that consists of your illness, making sure that you have the proper knowledge and proper know-how to speak up for yourself, and then jumping into advocating for yourself. Because a lot of times a doctor may make an assumption, like what I just referenced. I get a lot of assumptions about my size and my pigment that I may have other things. So understanding all dynamics of what you experience, what you have, what your MS looks like, because all of our MSs look different. I don't have as much symptoms as my other counterpart, or I may have a worse case of MS compared to someone else. So understanding what your MS looks like, having the research, having documentation of your MS through X amount of years or X amount of months that you've had it helps when going to the doctor. But the next step is making sure that you have proper notes for yourself, making sure that you're monitoring your MS symptoms, anything that you may be concerned about, anything that you may want additional information going into your doctor's visit with these notes ready, whether it's just on your phone, whether you have an app, whatever it may be, to have those notes and information readily available to provide for your doctor, because brain fog days, it eats it up. So having that there makes it a lot easier. And frankly, I deal with anxiety when I go to the doctor. It's nice to be able to have everything there. So even if I may lose what I'm saying or may be a little insecure to discuss it, I can just refer to my notes and explain it. Or frankly, I can just pass my phone to my doctor, which I've done sometimes too, which I find a little helpful. But if you've noticed that maybe your relationship with your doctor is not really working the way you want, you're not feeling seen, you're not feeling heard, it's okay to change your doctor. I know sometimes it may seem scary, and depending on your location, that may be difficult. I understand I may have a bias living in New York City. There's a plethora of doctors, but wherever you are, if you feel unheard and you feel like you're not respected and you're dealing with some issues with your doctor, it's okay to change it. It's okay to find your right fit. It's okay to find someone that will work with you and that you feel safe with. MS is difficult enough to navigate. It's best to find someone that you're comfortable with doing that with. So if you need to change your doctor, it's okay to change it. And if I can share anything else with you guys, it would definitely be to give yourself grace. So many times we beat ourselves up from where we were before we were diagnosed to where we are now. That may look different, they may look uncertain, and they may look scary. But remember to give yourself grace. You're doing the best that you can. MS is not easy by any means. It is difficult, it is challenging, it's painful sometimes. But remember that you're doing the best you can. Every day may not seem the same, but you can do the best you can every single day. You are doing the best that you can every single day. That is my last reminder to you, because I had to say it twice. I think that's everything I could share, and I really hope this helps. Bye.
Mona, oh my gosh, that was so helpful. I see you, Tyler. Grace. That was, did you hear the thread through it though? That you are worthy. Yeah. We are worthy. And it's great reminder to give ourselves grace and remember that we're all just trying to do our very, very best. Tyler, I even had to change my doctor through this MS journey. Sometimes it's just not a good fit, but you have to give yourself grace and be willing to make that hard change. Advocate for yourself. You hear the threads? Advocacy, grace, permission, knowing that it's your choice and you can really empower yourself to make the change that you need to live your best life.
Hey, it's already in your DNA. It's some Zora Neale in us. It's some Rosa in us, some Malcolm, some Martin. It's in us, some Harry. It's in you. And once you tap into that tongue, it's over. And you will discover, all right, we need to give ourselves that permission to do that first. But before we get those last reminders and send you off to those breakout sessions, listen, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, Michelle. I want to share some thoughts about the time we spent together over the past couple of days. All right. We've been on an amazing journey. All right. And we've learned that we have this power to take things upon ourselves to go further and farther than anybody could have ever imagined. All right. Talking about mental health. Okay. And opening up and giving window seats to our hearts as hosts, letting people know, hey, it's okay. All right. But it's necessary to tackle those things before you can so you can advocate for yourself the best way possible. And we introduce other people to that. Yeah.
Yes, breathe through it. And guess what's coming up, Tyler? Guess what Sunday is?
Come on. Hey, I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas, so you already know. Hey, you already know. And thank you, Joe Biden, for making it a federal holiday. All right.
That's right. And Juneteenth, y'all. Those of you don't know what it is, I would tell you to Google it, but we want to celebrate freedom that we all have and use that day to invest in yourself.
Come
right,
on,
Tyler?
That's important, and it's little history come from Texas, June 19th. All right, going back to 1865 when Union soldiers arrived on the coast of Galveston. All right, slavery was still happening in Texas, and they came.
They didn't even know.
They didn't even know, and so from that point, Juneteenth was born. All right, and that's our Freedom Day, July the 4th. Obviously, we know about, but Juneteenth is our Freedom Day. Our day of celebration of freedom. And it's been going on for 157 years. So celebrate that this weekend. All right.
And the society even said, like, talk about it. I mean, I'm telling you, Cindy Z and all of the people behind the scenes, you guys don't see, they're amazing. And she's just not a talking head. She believes this. This is how she runs the National MS Society. They're always here to listen. They're always here to hear your voices. I talk about MS Navigator, but there's so many people behind the scenes that give our community what we need.
Yeah, and it's a part of the community, and that's how we grow together. It matters here. The society talked about what was wrong, and they fixed it. And then we're having this. You've heard individuals say that this wasn't existent 5 years ago. It is existent now. Okay, so doors are being broken. All right, and it's going to continue to grow. So keep these things pushing. We'll be heading to our breakout sessions next, and you'll all have some time to explore the summit in ways that you haven't before and get other resources that you need. And as we mentioned yesterday, you can find more about the expert speakers, everybody you've heard, Michelle included, everybody, the speaker hall, get so many amazing resources that aptly, tell each other about who you're dealing with throughout this with. It's there in the resource room. All right. So make sure you don't miss the Connection Lounge. Get to know other individuals who have MS, learn about other initiatives, learn about what is actually out there. Guided meditation. All right. I can visualize Michelle every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning because she's meditating on her wellness and getting herself together. Okay.
That's
getting
right,
it together.
You don't play around with that. Like you
do.
You have to breathe through it. It's one of the ways in which I really try to keep my MS under control. There's so much information out there. Really take the time to explore all that the society has put together for all of us during the break. But most importantly, don't forget next to head to the program session room and select a different breakout sessions that you want to attend. Okay, let's talk about the topics that we have today, Tyler. So here we go. Number 1, nurturing your health and spiritual health. Talk about it, right?
Talk about it.
Managing your long-term outcomes. We all should be thinking about what are the different treatment goals. So we want to understand what's out there. And then lastly, exploring complementary and alternative therapies. One of my favorites.
Hey, so you can know what's out there. These are all great topics, Michelle. So y'all dive in. And as a reminder, right, because we don't want people to get lost into this, as you're looking at the screen, when entering your Zoom breakout, all right, keep this virtual environment browser open, all right? And when your breakout ends, browser open. When it ends, just click that X in the right-hand corner of the Zoom, the X, and it will return you to the summit so you can access the final set of breakouts from the program sessions room. Just tap that X and it'll take you there, okay? Well, I don't know, Michelle. It's gone by so fast, man. I know. It's getting sad. Our time together has come to an end, y'all. But I think, hey, don't take it personal. Like Michelle used to say, hey, Monica used to say, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal, Michelle.
Okay, wait, we can't get off track.
Thank y'all so very much for investing your time in us. We are stronger together. All right. We are stronger together. Keep the support going for the next couple of days.
Yes, honor. It's been an honor, Tyler, to host with you again. We're going to keep in touch anyway outside of this. Like the connection is there. Lots of peace and love to all of you out there in the MS Black Experience universe. Let's go ahead and give everybody the opportunity to go to the breakout sessions. Love you, Tyler.
Love y'all. Y'all enjoy. Love you as well, Michelle.